Hey, what's going on, guys? Bringing another video here for you guys and making one on Star Wars The Old Republic. I've actually never tried this game before, but I've kind of been getting into more MMOs and wanted to give it a try, and I'm going to be trying out other ones too in the future. But yeah, here's kind of my first impressions. First up, the first thing I wanted to talk about was the payment model for this game, and I can happily report that it's initially a free-to-play game and then followed by a subscription if you want to become a member. So how this works is that there are a few expansions that you get access to if you become a member. Nice thing too is if you become a member once and then stop renewing your subscription, you still get access to the expansions. It also gives you some quality of life features that you'd come to expect from these sorts of games, but it's stuff like inventory space, higher money cap, which is kind of the biggest annoyance for free to play players from what I've been seeing. But yeah, on top of their monetization of using the membership, they also have a cash shop where you can buy things for real money. It's nothing too crazy. It seems like mostly visual things and maybe some double XP stuff as well that might help speed up your process, but nothing too crazy. Then next up, there's a season pass or battle pass type thing, and the nice thing about this is they're not selling it separately. So if you're a member, you already get the premium track. You don't have to dish out another 10 or 15 or whatever dollars to get the premium track. So I thought that was pretty nice. You don't really see that too much. Next in this video, it's kind of a brief section, but I got a house from doing something in the either the season pass or daily logons, but I think it was daily log. Yeah, looks pretty cool. Looks like you can pay to expand it, and yeah, this I haven't gotten to dig into this part of the game really at all, but it seems like something that a lot of people would probably enjoy, like the decorating and the cosmetic. And I know there's some functional use too for the house, but yeah, as far as like a in-game decorator type thing, I think it's a great addition. The next thing I wanted to touch on was the sound and music in the game, and I'll have the game playing a bit in the background, so you'll hear a little bit of it. But all of the music, very fitting and very Star Wars esque. Like you load into the game and you hear it, and instantly you know you're in a Star Wars game. Sounds also really good with a lot of voice acting. You're not really reading stuff the whole time, which I always enjoy. But yeah, overall, music and sound is a big plus in my book. Next up, level progression and how fast that seems to be going. So, as you guys will probably see, only level 14 at the moment, and that's not very high, but it also didn't take very long to get there. Like, I'm maybe an hour or two into the game, finished one planet, and yeah, all in all, I like the pace it's going at. It doesn't feel like a drag, but also doesn't seem too fast to feel unimportant. Next up, I want to talk about graphics slash performance. So, performance has been perfectly fine for me. I haven't noticed any stuttering issues or lag or anything like that, so that's great to see. Um, but for graphics, this is an older game. It's been out for over 10 years now, and you can definitely see its age. I think it's aged fairly well, though. Like, visuals are pretty good still, and to me, I'm totally fine with it, but I could see how some would see it as outdated and somewhat problematic. Another thing I'd like to touch on is the traversal in the game, because you'll kind of see me using it a little bit here in this video, but at times it can feel like there's a decent amount of walking, but it's not too bad. The planets are seemingly pretty big, but they don't seem like a lot of just empty space to traverse. There are some spots, but that part's nice. There are mounts. You get mounts a little earlier if you remember, so that's another one of those convenience things I mentioned. But at level 25, if you're not a member, you can get a mount as well. And those help speed you up a bit, and you kind of rank that skill up as well to make you go faster, which is cool. On top of that, there's also fast travel to different spots that you've been, and there's also lots of like taxis and speed bikes that they let you fast travel on. I say fast travel, but you still have to watch like the taxi drive there and that sort of thing. But all in all, it's a really welcome addition. It's one of those things in MMOs where I really don't enjoy it if it feels like I'm running the whole time. Like, I tried World of Warcraft Classic, and at times it really just felt like I was running for like 90% of my gameplay, which I did not feel that at all here. So that's great to see. Another system I wanted to kind of touch on, because I've had a little bit of experience with it now, is their companion system. I have can't recall her name, but you'll see her in the video running around with me. But all in all, she's been pretty helpful, and story communication wise, it feels good. Like, she's not annoying. She's not just like Lydia from Skyrim. Like, she's a welcome addition, and you can kind of give them gear and stuff. And I don't think it changes the stats, but you can kind of give them different appearances and that sort of thing. So that's really cool. And then as far as that ties in too, there's you get to make decisions in the game. You'll kind of see it when I go through the cutscene in the video, but you'll notice that you get text options you can choose, and they'll sometimes show if there's like a light side or dark side option. And I didn't show it here in the gameplay, but there is like a little meter that tilts one way or the other if you choose more like light side and dark side stuff. So I think that's pretty cool. Next up, I want to talk about story, and each starting class has a different story. There's 8. Yeah, there's 8. The one I chose for this video is a Sith warrior, so it's a bit of a tankier thing, and then on the Sith side of things. So far, story's been amazing. I know I'm very briefly in it, but comparatively to other MMOs, like, you're here for the story. It's a great Star Wars feeling and a good sense of progression. I'm really enjoying myself, and that makes me want to keep playing alone. As I mentioned earlier, there are fully voiced cutscenes, and all of the dialogue just feels so authentic hearing the voice actors, and I think they did a great job there. Another thing I'd like to highlight in this video is combat. I say this towards the end because there's a little bit of footage towards the end of me trying out combat for you guys. It's honestly nothing too special. It feels like your standard click and skill type system from a lot of MMOs you might be familiar with, like World of Warcraft. It's okay. It's nothing to write home about, but as a Jedi, it's still fun to see the lightsaber and Force and all that sort of stuff. So I enjoy it, but again, nothing special, nothing to write home about. And so that brings me to whether I've been having fun with it. And the answer is a resounding yes. I've played a bit of ESO and a bit of WoW in the past, and honestly, playing this one's brought me more joy than I've experienced with those. I think it's partially because of the story, and I'm a big fan of stories and games, and like feeling engaged. The other 2 games I mentioned oftentimes just feel bogged down by high amounts of lore, so yeah, I've been digging it. There's a lot of content and lots of planets, and it feels great hopping around in that Star Wars theme and getting into it. I think the Star Wars universe is just a all around good setting for an MMO. So yeah, I've been having a blast. I think anyone who wants to try it or is thinking about trying it might as well. Free to play really will get you quite far before you really feel the need to get a subscription. And yeah, so for the future of this channel with these kinds of videos, I plan to make a few more videos on the Old Republic and kind of give a better full review when I get to the in-game area of the game. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm thinking about doing a series on here where I try out a multitude of MMOs and kind of give my reviews and thoughts on them, and kind of get enough time into them to get a solid view on it, and then possibly ranking them when they're all done. But anyway, we'll get to that when it gets there. If you guys liked the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you have a good one. Peace.